Let's go Eagles! The Green Nation is alive, and the countdown to kickoff has officially begun. It doesn't matter how many days are left on the calendar. If you carry that Eagles logo in your heart, you can feel that something huge is about to take off. Today, I've got inside information straight from the nest, behind-the-scenes updates, key decisions, and moves that could directly shape our season. And you, Eagles fan, are getting it all firsthand. But before we dive into the news, make sure to hit that like button, but only if you've been an Eagles fan for more than 19 years. Massive respect to those who've lived this passion through every era. And if you want to show your love in the comments, drop this. Go Birds! My heart bleeds green and white. Let's fly higher. Now buckle up, because what I'm about to tell you is going to shake things up. Let's dive right into it. There hasn't been a repeat NFC East champion since 2004. That's over 2 decades of parity in one of the NFL's most unpredictable divisions. But this Philadelphia team is different. From the top down, owner Jeffrey Lurie, general manager Howie Roseman, head coach Nick Sirianni, and a deep, talented roster, this squad is built not just to win the division again, but to dominate the league. Let's talk talent. The Eagles are absolutely stacked. Coming off a Super Bowl win, this offense features a Super Bowl MVP quarterback, the reigning offensive player of the year, the best defensive line in football, and arguably the most dangerous wide receiver duo in the game with A.J. Brown and DeVonta Smith. Oh, and don't forget the top 10 tight end locked in as a key weapon. That's just on offense. Now, the defense has had its share of turnover. More than 4,000 snaps from last year's squad are gone, lost to free agency, trades, and retirement. Big names like C.J. Gardner-Johnson and Brandon Graham are no longer in the mix. But here's the good news. The structure and leadership remain intact. Vic Fangio takes over a unit that was the NFL's top-ranked defense last year. Despite some question marks at key positions, like corner opposite Quinyon Mitchell or the safety spot next to Reed Blankenship, this defense is still elite. Speaking of young talent, how about Jalen Carter, one of the most dominant defensive linemen in the league? Jordan Davis found his groove late last season. Zach Bond is coming off a first-team All-Pro year and a Defensive Player of the Year finalist nod. The future of Nolan Smith and Jalix Hunt looks incredibly promising. And let's not overlook Morrow potentially stepping into a bigger role and outperforming Milton Williams. But we also have to keep it real. Some concerns are valid. Who starts opposite Bond at linebacker? Who lines up as the second safety? Still, when a defense has talent at all 3 levels and a seasoned coaching staff, those questions are part of every NFL season. This group will be just fine, and potentially scary good by midseason. Let's shift to the division. A lot of noise is being made about Washington, but let's pump the brakes. People are quick to crown the Commanders contenders just because they squeezed out wins in 2024. But let's examine those wins. Week 2, they barely beat the Giants after New York lost its kicker. Week 8, they survived on a Jaden Daniels Hail Mary. Week 15, the Saints went for 2 instead of tying the game and failed. Week 16, the Eagles were controlling everything until Jalen Hurts suffered a concussion and Kenny Pickett had to come in. Washington still had to rally just to escape. Week 17, the Falcons missed a chip shot field goal in regulation and lost in OT. In the playoffs, they advanced thanks to a doinked field goal off the upright. Are we really calling that a dominant team? Here's another fact. Washington's roster is aging fast. They've got 30 players aged 29 or older. The next closest team, the Falcons, only have 19. Their run defense was among the worst in the league, and they added Javon Kinlaw, a pass rusher, not a run stuffer. It's hard to see how that fixes anything. Their unsustainable 4th down conversion rate last season, 87%, converting 20 of 23 attempts. There's no way that kind of luck repeats itself. And yes, Jaden Daniels is electric. He might already be a top 6 or top 7 quarterback. But defenses evolve. We've seen it time and time again. Teams figure out young QBs. It's too early to assume he's going to take another massive leap with no resistance. Betting everything on that happening again? That's a stretch. As for the other rivals, I'm not sweating the Cowboys or the Giants either. Dallas hired Brian Schottenheimer as head coach, and that's baffling. His offenses have consistently underperformed. He hasn't called plays in years, and there's probably a reason for that. Mike McCarthy? Mid? Schottenheimer? Worse. The Cowboys receiver duo of C.D. Lamb and George Pickens looks nice, but the rest of that offense is lacking. The O-line isn't great. Dak Prescott threw 8 picks in 8 games last year and posted some of the worst metrics of his career. Their run defense? Still a liability. The Eagles' rushing attack, on the other hand, remains elite. Over in New York, the Giants are banking on Russell Wilson. Does he scare you? Because he doesn't scare me. He's declining, and his backups are Jameis Winston and rookie Jackson Dart. Malik Neighbors is a real talent, but after him, not much. Their defensive line is legit, sure, but they'll get worn out without offensive support. Head coach Brian Daboll and GM Joe Schoen know they're on the hot seat, and they're managing the roster like it. It's desperation mode in the Meadowlands, and they're years away from reaching Philly's level. Let's not forget, Philadelphia absolutely obliterated the Chiefs in Super Bowl 59. That wasn't just a win, it was a statement. This team has a championship core, veteran leadership, youth on the rise, and the most complete offensive and defensive structures in the NFC East. Their ability to win in multiple ways, whether by air, ground, in shootouts or slugfests, indoors or outdoors, makes them a threat to every single team in the NFL. And while other NFC contenders like the Lions and Niners have their own issues, coordinator changes, aging rosters, rookie starters, Philadelphia stands tall. They've won 14 games in 2 of the last 3 seasons. Even in their down year, they still managed 11 wins and a playoff appearance. This team is built not just to win now, but to dominate for years to come. Before I continue with even more firepower on why this team is poised for something historic, I want to hear from you. What do you think? Are the Eagles the clear-cut favorites to repeat as NFC East champs? Let's keep going, because there's still a lot more to unpack here. If you're still watching, then you're clearly one of the real ones. The kind of fan who's lived through the highs and lows, who knows what it means to bleed green. So let's get into the rest of it, because the case for why the Philadelphia Eagles can not only win the NFC East, but dominate the NFL again this year is even stronger than you might think. We've talked about talent. We've talked about roster construction. But here's something you can't measure with analytics or depth charts: resilience. This Eagles team is forged by fire. Under Nick Sirianni, they've been battle-tested over and over again. They've come out of grueling matchups stronger. They've won blowouts and nail-biters. They've played through injuries, comebacks, controversial calls, you name it. They're not just talented, they're hardened. That edge matters in December and January, and you better believe they're hungry. You might think after dumping the Chiefs in Super Bowl 59 that they get comfortable. But this team, they're not satisfied. Not even close. Sirianni has embedded a mindset in that locker room. Nobody is above the grind. Every win is earned. Every week is war. And when your franchise has that kind of culture from top to bottom, you're not just good, you're dangerous. Let's take a closer look at the versatility this roster offers. Say you're facing a team that wants to slow the game down and play smash-mouth football. Philly has the line and the backs to do just that. Saquon Barkley behind the best run-blocking unit in the NFL? Good luck stopping that. Want to turn it into a shootout? No problem. Jalen Hurts can air it out to A.J. Brown, DeVonta Smith, Dallas Goedert, and even dump it off to Barkley, who's deadly in space. And when it comes to closing out games, Philly knows how to finish. That's something stats won't always show. But ask any coach in the league, teams that can close in the fourth quarter are the ones you fear most. The Eagles have ice in their veins when it matters. Now, let's go back to the defense for a second. We mentioned earlier that 4,000 defensive snaps were lost. That's a huge number. But Howie Roseman didn't sit still. He's been quietly building a new generation of Philly defenders, and it's already starting to pay off. Jalen Carter might be the best young defensive lineman in the game today. Jordan Davis has been putting it together, becoming a true anchor. Nolan Smith